I just want to say welcome, welcome, welcome to my dear family, not a guest, but family, Queen Nefertiti. And today you're going to speak on the psychological warfare of our melanin people. And I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say, because you are the voice of authority and experience. And I know you're going to educate as well as put things out in a very entertaining and serious manner. How are you tonight, my dear sister?
I'm doing good, and I am glad to be back with information, as you know, and the audience know as well. I'm looking for ways to attack the social constructs that we find ourselves locked in and continue to be locked in today that we were yesterday.
Yes.
Yes.
And the fact that we both have a couple of years under our belt, even though we look extremely young for the chronological age, it adds into the perspective of what you're saying. You're not just reading stuff from the past and comparing it to the present. You know it because you walk the walk.
Yes. Yes, but I'm always digging and looking for new information, because you're never too old to learn, and you're never too old to receive advice from others that might even be younger than you or much older than you. So that's something that I hope our brothers and sisters can really embrace.
Yes. Because
although I see a lot of us are socially conscious and aware now, I notice that there's some slight bumping of the horns with younger and older. And no, you should always, and we have in the past, respected our elders, because they've always been no more than you. I don't care if the person in the alley was homeless and a drunk. If he got you over 10, 20 sober years, he's seen more than you. It might not come out the way you know and understand, because your upbringing might be different. You educated, you're real professional. But trust me, there's a little bit something everybody has that could be a blessing to the next person, a gift. So
exactly.
Never just keep yourself open.
On that note, since we got warmed up and we know the sound is good on both ends, bottom line, I'm going to let you have the floor and do the Queen Nefertiti flow. That's what I call it. All right, I'm right here, but just let it rip.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and like I've stated, I am glad to be back. And I hope you enjoy the material that I prepared for you this evening. And once again, the topic is psychological warfare on melanated people. And I want to start off with the DSM-5. And for those of you who not you're not knowledgeable or don't know what that DSM stand for, is Diagnostic Statistical Manual, and it's number 5. And of course, before that, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we have 5. And I want to make it clear that this model is created off it's a European model, and so let's examine how it's used. So it's used to measure behavior. For example, if the behavior is monitored through observation. So for instance, like I used to do, I had to go and observe a child in their environment, meaning in the school or in their homes, and then do an assessment and report. And then from that, we come up with frequencies, how often a certain behavior happens. Like, so like say one client I had, the child liked to twirl a lot, a male child. He liked to twirl a lot. Now, I was thinking maybe he got it from one of the housewives that did something on TV, and she was like, I'm twirling. So maybe he saw that episode and he liked it. The other thing, and then I measured the frequency. How often does the child conduct their behavior? When does the child do it? Is it at lunchtime? Is it before school, etc.? Okay, and then you look for the antecedent, which meaning those things that might lead up to that behavior that cause that mechanism in the child. But if we look at it more objectively, we would have. I personally looked at it as it's European. It's learned early on, and especially American society, and that's how they came up with it. And when they're using it, in my experience with minority people, and particularly Black, they're not observing behaviors I felt or I feel today to help the situation. Basically, they're looking for weaknesses and those things that could induce bad behavior. And one of those things would be liquor stores in the neighborhood. It's very common. And then you have the church across the street, which that never made any sense. How are you going to have that? The other thing, Planned Parenthood and minority neighborhoods. What's with that? You ain't gonna find that in middle class suburbia. So we have to, keep it real, 100, because that's the way I do it. So then the other thing is you got double messages, right? The double message is you need to be spiritual and learn to behave. But then you got all these negatives, and these, like I said, these are antecedents. It's a setup. And we have to learn that just because they give us something and put something to obstruct us doesn't mean we have to go along with it. Because as you can see how it has hurt us. We got so far from community. That's scary. Not them. That's scary. So we must understand this psychological babble was created to learn human behaviors, and they used it way back in the early 1800s, I should say, when they were studying us, and they've been studying us since then. And we ourselves, now that we are so educated, etc., we are so far from spirituality that is unspeakable, because we tend to want to, for instance, a person I know who's having stomach issue, and I personally practice holistic healing myself personally, call it Vadum or what have you. And I just told them the simple herbs that you could use for inflammation, because usually if you have IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, it's caused by inflammation of your intestines. So my advice was make a ginger tea. You can use cinnamon, and you can use chicory root. There's a lot of things you can use that will help with that. And primarily, though, learn to eat right. That's the bottom line. You have to learn how to eat right, and not consume so much pork, because pork has a lot of bacteria in it. So moving on right along. I wanted to talk about a interview that I had a privilege to listen to and overhear, and it was with the interviewer was James Wood, who's supposed to be a so-called quote Hebrew, but he's a racist. He's a racist, so-called Hebrew. And the reason I say that is, well, as I go on, you understand why I'm making that statement. And he interviewed, and hopefully some of you probably might know who I'm talking about when I say Rabbi Finkelstein. So I was listening to the interview, and it was very interesting, the conversation. The rabbi, he's from New York, and he opens up about who the Jews really are and what they're about. He says that Jews consider themselves children of Satan and destroyers of the world. He stated Jews believe in blood sacrifice since the beginning of their race. They drink blood of their enemies' children. And I find that is, that was very good that he exposed that. But the other thing that I find interesting is that they reported that there's a 1,000 to maybe 1,500 children missing a year in America. And I think I mentioned this once before, but my question is, where in the hell is the concerns about that? You know, when you hear people just disappearing and they find them, and a lot of times their organs are not in place. But it just seems like nobody's getting upset about it enough to do anything about it. So just to raise your awareness, keep an eye on your children, because it seems like nobody, law enforcement don't, the feds, they should be all over this, but they're not. I wonder why. The other thing he mentioned, they believe that their children of Set, the devil, and will inherit the world. And then once they do that, they'll get on their spaceships and go back to the planet they're from. They're the chosen ones. The Jews, they believe, when they came, they immediately took over finances, financial institutions. They took over the government, and and wherever they go, they take over the country, because they are so smart, and everyone else obviously are dumb. So I also thought that was interesting, that if you look on the Fed's badge, it has a Star of David. Interesting. He stated that non-Jews are goyim, Goyim, meaning cattle. Cattle. Non-Jews are cattle. Going back to that, he said that they take the blood from the baby and they mix it in the bread that they use. And then he said with the remaining parts of their bodies, they send them off, to slaughter homes or houses to be mixed in with hamburger meats, etc. And this came out of a Jewish rabbi. He said that if you read the Talmud, their book, you'll find out that every Jew, even the ones that denounce Judaism, they all know the truth, and this is what they do. Whew, man. Then he said blacks are perceived as a mistake. He compared us to monkeys, and they are born between Jews, and he didn't go on to elaborate. He kind of left that alone. I wonder why. Well, I'll tell you why as I go through this. The church is governed by Jews, aka Pope. That's why he wear a yarmulke. You know, and come to think of it, because I was Catholic years ago, and I often saw that on his head, and I was wondering, was he? Because I also once used to go to a Jewish temple. So I was kind of confused why he had that on his head. Never thought, though, that he literally is a Jew. So moving right on, he says Jews do not attend public schools because it's designed to dumb them down. So it's for goyim, the cattle. That's why you think right brain and not left, because the left brain is supposed to have all the mystical properties that the right don't. You can have, it gives you spiritual power. So that's why we're not taught, or the material we're taught in schools is right brain. And if you ever notice, why is it so hard for our children to really want to get an education? But we all should know ourselves, because we've been through it. It's boring as hell. And it really doesn't really, I think a brother that was speaking on the show made an excellent point when he says we just regurgitating the same information over and over throughout, from kindergarten to 12th grade. And then of course when you get into college, it's also you're getting trained to just do something. You're not it's not go outside the box and do your own thing. You train. He says that Jews do not work. That's why the goyim, the cattle, were created to work, and the Jews received the shekel. And I thought, oh, that's interesting, because the chains that they put on slaves were called what? Shekels. He also said Jews were responsible for 9/11. Well, I'm not shocked there, are you? No Jews were in the building. That's because they got a call before it happened. And he said that they put the explosion, the bombs at the bottom, at the base of the like a demolition. That's why it came straight down, and the debris was all fanned out like the soot, that white stuff that was getting on everybody. Because if anybody ever paid attention to a demolition or an explosion, that was not the planes going into the building like they claimed. And where was the pieces of the planes? What was the debris from the planes? So that's another thing that I thought was interesting. She said Jews and Palestinians, the Jews murdered the Palestinians to reduce the population. He says and to get the oil and the land. Jews teach many. What was it? Oh, Jews teach that Mary was a whore. That's not nice to laugh at that, and Jesus is a bastard. I'm gonna compose myself. They made up the Bible to control the cattle. And the reason I am snickering and laughing just a little bit, because we know that I don't know about you, but I do know Mary and Jesus is a made up concept. We know who the true Trinity is. And they took that out of Egypt. So not to offend anybody that's a Christian or what have you, but facts are facts. Keep living long enough and you'll find that out, And Jews want us to continue believing in the Savior that's not coming. So that's for Christians and whoever that believes in Jesus is your Savior. He says he's not coming. Only one's coming is their Father for the Jews. 6 million Jews that had supposed to have died in Germany. The interviewer asked him why still are they receiving reparations from Germany and England. That was a very good question. And so he just responded, "It is what it is." Oh, okay. So the synagogues in the U.S. have served its purpose, and they do not need us anymore. They don't need the cattle anymore. So that's why he's speaking out now. He said there's Asian Jews. He said that there's Jews all over, and they all work together. They all work together to make things the way they are today in the United States. And their plan is to round the Americas up. And he told his interviewer, because your time is out. There's not going to be any more white people. That's what he said. He said that they mate with the women everywhere. And he said they make children with them, and that's how they infiltrate. He said, but they don't give the women anything because they divorce them or what have you when they're done with them. So he said, so white women like the Jew man because they're strong, he said, and they're powerful, and white men are afraid of them. He also was saying that the Jews, they own McDonald's, and that's where they dispose of. And I think that was out a while ago that they were putting children in the meat at McDonald's. So then McDonald came back and gave a tour of their facilities and how they prepare the hamburger meats to try to make a disclaimer, right? So he said, but this was interesting. He said they use Hollywood. He said they put the truth out there. He said, but the golems, the cattle, are so dumb that they don't listen. They don't do anything to help themselves. He said, so they're supposed to be taken advantage of. And then he also stated if you notice on your food label the initials UK, that's the Jewish tax that you're paying extra. So make sure when you look at your food label, you got that UK on there, where you're paying Jewish tax. So I will be paying attention to that. I know on your W-2 form, there's a extra text on there, and they don't say anything on there where it goes. But I had later found out that money goes to the Queen of England. It goes there. So I don't have a W-2 right with me, so I can point that out. But just look at your W-2 form. You'll see you'll have the regular tax that you pay the FIC, I believe, and then there's another tax, but it doesn't say where it goes. But that's where it goes. You can research that yourself. And then he says Jews took over the NRA a long time ago. If there's any opposition, Jews will retaliate. He made that clear. Jews run Congress and the government. And then he just repeated, Caucasian men are so weak and fearful of them that they're the ones that created women's rights. Really, they created women's rights. He says, so look at them. They have children late. They're lesbians with short hair. And a lot of them end up being old maids. But he said the most funniest thing is seeing them out there in army fatigue with a gun shooting. He said, and for Jews, that's theater. That's funny. So now we want to look at the symbolism. You know, when they have the matador and the big black bull, he was stating that is a symbol when the matador kills the big black bull. Okay, I'll talk a little bit more about the details in a minute. He says, in 1492, the Jews were kicked out of Spain and was going to Rio, but instead Columbus brought them to the United States. And he said, and they ended up in New York. He said because the weather was much better there. Okay, let's see. Alrighty, so he said Jews built up America, starting in New York. He said Bush was very helpful with the funds for war. That he's a good going cattle. Iraq borrowed money to pay back in interest for the war. He says, and this is going to continue. He said for another 30 years. He says Jews plan on going into 60 countries to start all over. I wonder what 60 countries. He also says Caucasian lesbians is excited about being in the army, and they will drop the populations of the Goyim because they're killing each other. And the Arabs, they're fighting with the Caucasians or with white people, whatever you want to call them, and they're killing each other. And so that, he said, is going to control the population, keep it down. He said, Jews tells no lie. Christian, Russians, Jews are fund wars and are funded. The wars are funded through Rothschild. And Rothschild made a lot of money. He said he got a lot of shekels off the wars. In 1812, he said that Rothschild owned most of the Russia, and Russia is the biggest country. and they had support from the King and the Queen of England. And the King and Queen of England is part of the oppression of non-Jew people. And that's, well, I think for most of us, we got that memo. We got that memo. Jews, he said, control the Colombian government. They have synagogues all over there. Jews all know this plan. And the plan is to wash out the whites in the air race. Interesting, huh? So then the interviewer asked, what about the blacks? I like how he put it. What about the blacks? Because black people and Jews always had a close kind of odd kind of relationship. Well, he came back and said, now listen up. He said, blacks been a part of Jews for a long time, and black people came with their father, Lucifer. And don't get scared, guys, because don't forget everything was turned around. And Lucifer means enlightened one. So we came with the enlightened ones. And so what they did is they gave us drugs, going back to that now, putting drugs in the communities and kept us in prison. So therefore, we were bound in shackles up until today. They learned how to control blacks. And then he kind of said, I'm gonna leave that there, because the Caucasian guy basically wanted to find out, okay, why you can't kill, or you're not killing the black people too. But he said he can't. So that's something for you to start researching yourself, because it's very interesting. He says, we want a world of our own. This is his point. They want a world of their own. And he said, there's nothing that cattle going can do to stop it. How Jews tell legislators what laws to write in their favor. And it's been happening for the last few hundred years. The Goyim have been taught in their public schools. Jews use their babies as food, and we're eating them. And for breakfast and sausages, for lunch, we eating hamburgers. So my question is, we can see that some of these things are hitting the point and the mark, but nothing has been done about it. And that's some place where they could start, is looking at what's happening with these missing children. But he said that they've been from the cradle to the grave. This is what's happening. And I thought I would share that with you guys, because I thought it was very interesting to know how this force, this unnatural force that we've been trying to get away from up under for years, has shaped us and actually destroyed us in so many ways. And sharing this with you is, maybe if we start studying them the way they study us, I don't think it's too late. He says it's too late, to do anything about it. But I don't think it's late, as long as you're alive and you have breath in your body. It's never too late. So, so that's my take on it. We need to be aware that, according to a brother named Bobby Wright, they use symbolism to defeat us. And what do I mean by that? Going back to Spain, when you see the bull fight, the large black bull, which it represent who? It's representing us, the men, not so much women, but the men. And the well-dressed matador is confronting the evil. I mean, it's confronting the bull, which is the evil. But what we don't see behind the scenes, but they show it now, is the picadors, and they're riding around on the horse, stabbing the bull to get the bull all upset, right? To launch an attack. So the bull start attacking because he's so angry, because he's been hurt. He's attacking the cape, the red cape. But he doesn't realize that it's not the cape, it's the matador that is the threat. And so the bull totally runs himself down and exhausted. And once he does, what happens? The matador sticks the sword into him in his head and kills him. And see, this is his way of saying, I triumphed over this big creature that they fear, this big black bull, and I'm the victor. See, this is the psychological white supremacy that is that force that seeks to keep us down. It's there. And we can look at, let's look at a softer tone that they use. The softer tone that they use is propaganda. Let's look at our commercials. What do you see? You see rainbow color of people, all different type of sexual genders. Everybody's just getting along, and it's so beautiful, right? But on the other hand, you hear nothing about other than police brutalities, murders of Black folks, and not to mention the other thing that's happening now is they engage in a lot of light on black crimes. Okay, so this is how they've softened white supremacy, because what does it do? It keeps us confused. And many of us are very confused. That's why we take up arms against one another. And like I mentioned earlier, is that when I hear young people and older people having a clash, instead of understanding this has been a tool for many years to divide us. So, because they understood that if you take away the vines off a tree, right, what happens to it? Eventually it's going to die, right? So as a people, that's what they have done, just stripped us until they stripped us down to the bark. And now I'm going to target our women. As women, we have this gift. We have a gift, and it's intuitive within us. We have the gift of nurturing. We have the gift of reasoning. And we have the gift of healing. We have the gift of spirituality. Because when a man runs away from, if you ever notice, growing up as a child and you're in church, majority of people are there is what? Women. And I mean dedicated. They're there through thick and thin, no matter, if the house burned down, no matter if she lose all her children, where's she at? She's in the church. So that goes to show you the stamina, the strength, the endurance that we do possess. But now we're adhering to this psychological framework that has been done on us. So we have our women feeling inadequate when it comes to relationship, when it comes to being a mother, when it comes to being a sister, a friend, you name it. We are the lost sheep that needs to be found. We need to be saved, but it's not going to happen through Christianity. It's not going to happen externally, because you've been taught to look outside yourself for something else to save you. And it's not. You want to save yourself, then start from within. Start healing yourself from within. Start inviting our ancestors to come into you and help make you that strong woman that you know you can be. You know you can be. No one is going to be able to fix that but you. We need to do this for ourselves, and we need to reach down, because our children that's who's really suffering, the children. And if this Jewish man is correct, they'll keep us around, but they want to keep us in shackles. They don't want the white people, because they know that they don't belong to nature, to the earth. They know it. But we do. We belong. And they feed off of us, because you see most of them are not Semitic people. They look, well, you look in their history, they're a mix of different cultures, and that's why they look white. So, but they're smart enough to know that we're the soil. They're smart enough to know that we have the power. They have the decency to know that he says they believe no. You believe you're the chosen one? If you know you're the chosen one, you don't have to, you don't have to do the things that you're doing to harm other people. If you are, quote, the chosen one, and shout out to my brother Nick Cannon that tried to come with some real truth. He shouldn't have backed it up like he did, and but I understand you got bills to pay. But if it's facts, it's facts. Now you have this man speaking out the way he's speaking out, and well, he ain't worried about nobody touching him, He ain't worried about nobody arresting him or what have you. He's not worried about getting backlash from other Jews. So just to say that, we need to understand, we need to support each other. And we need to put, this is what I said last night, because someone shot me a video I'll just go and play the video out for you. Yeah, you can use your imagination. So It's a video of a black woman going into a shoe store, and it's a high-end shoe store, and it was a pair of stilettos that she wanted to look at. Well, it was a man and a woman. The man was, I don't know what nationality he was, but it was clearly the lady was Caucasian. So she stated to the guy, "What is she doing in here?" And she knows she can't afford these shoes. She just probably want to take a picture and post it on her Instagrams and pretend that she got money. So anyways, she was very rude to the black lady. You know, she wanted to try on the shoes. She said, "No, that's for customers who can pay." So then the guy came to her aid and said, "Oh, you want to try on the shoes? I'll go get you a stocking so you can try on the shoe." So then she asked the Caucasian lady for water. She said, "Oh no, water is for paying customers." So then another woman came in, and an Asian woman came in, and a younger woman, and she was like, Valley girl type of a person. And she was like, she wanted to try on those shoes. And she said, "Well, they're only in a size 7, the stilettos." She said, "Oh, perfect. She said, I'll take them. I'll buy them." So anyways, she grabs the shoe, and she goes to the cash register, and she offers the young lady water. And so she ran the girl's card, and then the card came up declined. She was like, something's wrong. Your card keeps coming back declined. And she said, "Oh, but you know what? You can pay cash." She said, "Oh no, I don't have money like that." She said, I was planning on using the credit card to pay for the shoes, but I guess there's not enough money on the credit card for the shoes." So she said, "Well, can I still take a picture? Because I want to post it on my Instagram." So anyways, she didn't get the sale. The girl took the picture, and then the guy told the black woman, the mature black lady, "If you want to, you could buy. We have other shoes. You could buy those instead." And she said, "Oh no, I still wanted these stilettos." She said, "And I'll take 4 more pair of shoes." And she said, so then the Caucasian girl says, "Oh, really? Well, what money? You don't have money to buy the shoes." And she opened up her purse. She said, "But I do." She said, "Okay, where did you get that money?" And then the black lady says, "Oh, well, I own a business, and the reason I look like this today is because I went and got my nails done." And so, wah, 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 no commission for that hussy. Anyways, moving right along, my point was, if we would put just as much time, patience, and energy into each other like that, then maybe we would be a lot further in life than we are today. And the reason I'm saying that is simply because it boils my blood when I hear Black people, and I'm going to use these terms because most of you, that's what you rather be called, Black or whatever. But I'm not going to go through the whole chart of and the trouble of saying you're not Black, you're not Negro, and all that. We have no professors out there trying to talk sense to us and for us to adopt the right term for who we are. But anyways, that's an individual thing. You're going to have to, like I said, research it and come up with what you want to do. But we still need to step back, and that's what I hope from this discussion. We need to step back and look at ourselves and see how so many of us, and I don't like using words like Uncle Tom, Coon, and all that. I just want to say you're just a fool. And I'm just going to put it out there. You're just like, to me, a wretched fool. And I use wretched because to me that's a very low person. You're very low about yourself. That you, when someone says to you, high, should I jump? You not only jump, but you get on the goddamn floor and act like a mat for them to walk over you. Where is your spine? Where's your spine? Because I'm not going to clap and say, oh, that was so good how she handled that Caucasian woman. No, that's not how you handle it. You mean to tell, what lesson did that person learn when you sit there and take your money and buy in their stores any damn way? And they're talking to you like you crazy with no respect. And you say, oh, that makes you the bigger person. No, it don't. You're just an idiot. You're a flat out idiot. Because if that person, look, I'm not down with that. You slap me and on one side of my face, I'm going to give you the cheek. No, I'm knock the hell out of you. The first time. Matter of fact, before you can hit me. That training is submissive training. So you don't have a spine. So you won't defend yourself. You won't hell, you don't defend yourself. You won't even defend your own child. You won't even defend your own child. You're gonna go to church and pray about it. You're gonna go pray about it. So I just get sick of that mediocre type of bullcrap that black people do. To show that you are so, they don't show that you righteous. They don't show you righteous. Hell, if God himself destroyed nations, who the hell are you to feel some anger? And then that psychology bullcrap, forgiving is good for you. It releases you. Well, beating the shit out of somebody that does something to you feels good too. And I'm just going to put it out there like it is. 100%. 100%. So we need to get away from that nonsense because that nonsense only made you weak. You have big buff men now toting purses, getting their Adam apples shaved down. All this confusion. And then you're still not happy. That is look, true happiness comes from you feeling complete, feeling whole, not being afraid. And to say that this is not some fearful time we live in would be an underestimation that I would be giving you if I told you it's not. Because it is. It is. Because it's uncertainty that we're living in. We're living in a volatile world today. We're living in a world where spirituality is just that. Because not enough of us embracing it. We have the power to change this planet. We have the power. And for those of you who laughing at that, what I said about the Jewish man saying that they're going to get on a spaceship and go back to their planet, wake up. If Trump is hiring people for their space program, I need to tell you something is bigger going on than what you think. There's more to this life than what we know. And hiding from the truth is not going to save you. Hiding from the truth will not change anything. But what will change is your circumstances when you decide to stand up, to be that man, be that woman. And I apologize to any of you who think I'm badgering you if you have an alternative lifestyle, because that is not what I do. However, I call it as I see it, because if I decided all of a sudden I wanted to date women, why would I have to go and cut my hair, get a buzz cut, and try to wear clothes like a man and act like a man? That's conflicting. That's conflicting. Why do I want to be a man and I wasn't born a man? That's not going to change anything. But what don't change is your color and your gender. No matter what you do, you're never going to get that fulfillment on the inside of you. You'll never know what it is to be a man for a woman. A man will never know what it is to be a woman. It's just bottom line. And then I can't even put it any plainer than that. I can't put it any plainer than that. But what I can say is that self-love goes a long ways. And knowing that you're safe within you and lifting up yourself spiritually can break that chain that you're under. And I hear a lot of celebrities saying, "Oh, are you feeling depressed because you shut in because COVID-19? Go see a therapist." Well, therapists need therapists too. But at the end of the day, it won't heal you. I mean, I'm not going to knock it. Go if you need to go. But until you want to do the real work from within and start really, really embracing where you find yourself at right now, and understanding that there is a force outside of you that's keeping you depressed, that's keeping you weighed down, then you're never going to be 100%. You're not going to eat right. Your lifestyle's not going to be on point as far as taking care of your children if you have them, because life is just eating away at you little bit by little bit, little bit by little bit. And these are the social pressures that's put on us. And these are attacks on melanated people. And for those who have hope, I'm not knocking your hope. If you want to, live with Caucasian people, whatever you want to do, that's on you. But at least learn more about yourself. Take that plunge today. Learn about yourself. Learn about your people. Learn about spirituality. Find those things that's going to speak to you as an individual within. And that's what my hope is. Because at the end of the day, when I'm listening to the news and I hear the contradiction, when you're marching, you're upset about Black people being killed by police officers, but then, for instance, Chicago, shootings over there, I just heard something about in the South somewhere, a man, 27-year-old, killing a 32-year-old woman in front of her children and her niece and nephew, and the teacher was on a Zoom doing lessons with the children. So that's because the love for self is gone. You know what I mean? You don't have nothing to give to anyone else because you don't love anyone. So you objectify your own brothers and sisters, and that's why you can hurt them. That's why you can go out there and you could be a goyim or cattle and behave like cattle. Because they done stripped that all away. So we don't, I was also listening to some Jewish brothers and how they talk about their relationship with Palestinians and the Ethiopians, you know, all the Africans that's in, it's Africa, they call it the Middle East, but you know, and their thing is you never pass another black person without shaking their hands and saying hello. And, you know, think back. We used to be that way. I remember no matter where I went, no matter what state, black people saw each other, we spoke. But because we were made to feel like we're being watched under a magnifying glass, a lot of us are afraid to speak to each other, you know? And this I know for a fact because I still go out and do my observations. That's just who I am. I was that way before I decided to go to school for it. I was a curious kid. And I had stated that once before. But when I see stuff happen like that, guess what I do? I go up there, hey, how you doing? Are you having a good day? What's wrong with that? That's my sister. That's my mother. You know what I mean? I'm going to speak to you, my brother. You're looking all hard, whatever. Hey, are you okay? You know, how's it going? You know, sometimes we need that. We need that connection. You know, we need to feel that. And I know sometimes you think, oh, that person might jump me, take my wallet, you know, and yes, but if you're really spiritually inclined, trust and believe, nothing's going to happen to you. I've been out there in the streets and I see my brothers in the gas station and it's after night and I'm the only one in the parking lot and they need some money. But I'm straight. I just tell them, stay right there. I'll be back. And that's what they do. Because don't follow me to my car. That's a bad thing. So the point is, but you make it clear. You make it clear. I'm going to help you, but what I ain't going to do, I'm not going to do it no crazy. You know? But I always felt secure, and I still feel secure, because I listen to my ancestors that I know who are with me. They put that within you, that you can hear them vibrating within you. They let you know when a situation is dangerous to move. They let you know when someone you love or close to you is in trouble. We have those gifts, people. We have them. They're there. They're there for the taking. And those of you who are Christians, you know this. You know this. So yeah, they took the Bible, they took our beliefs and they put it in the Bible, whatever. Let's get past that already. Let's stop arguing about that. It's nonsense. We're wasting time. And like I said, if we would put the passion we have for want to educate Caucasian people, stopping them from being abusive and nasty and prejudiced towards us, well, first, do for yours before you try to do for somebody else. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. We have to free ourselves before we can free anybody else and teach anybody else. And for the record, you ain't teaching them shit. Excuse my French, you're not. Because they know this. Like that Jewish guy says, every Jew knows a plan. All right? Every Caucasian person knows the plan because they work for the Jews. So stop. Black people, hello, can you hear me? Stop. Stop trying to teach them or unlearn them from being racist. You can't do it. It's never going to happen. It's never. That's why you see it goes from one generation to the other. And look where we are. because we waste so many years protesting, crying, please let us breathe. Please don't hurt us. Please stop. People only do to you what you allow them to do. Remember that. People only can do to you what you allow them to do. A black man will say in a minute, especially from Chicago, then in a minute will say, I wish a nigga would. You're comfortable saying that to each other. Well, now let's go a little further with that today. Let us say, I wish anybody would. I wish anybody would. We got to own it. Own it. We have allowed, nothing against Brother Martin Luther King, Drew Ali, any of Malcolm X, any of those guys. They were at a tipping point of trying to get this thing started. But we all miss the boat because Malcolm X put it right. If we wanted anything, it is going to be by force. It is going to be by force. You know, I'm not advocating go out there do anything to anybody, but force to me is I'm going to protect whatever the hell is mine. I'm going to protect it. And I am not going out of my way to excuse anybody for bad behavior. Own your own shit, okay? Because it's a choice. Remember, everything you do, when you get up out that bed, it's a choice. You choose it. We cannot allow excuses to continue, not even for each other. If you love your brother, you love your sister, be honest. Don't be chicey. Now, I'm getting down right now. Don't be a chicey sucker. Don't do things behind a back, gossip, and do all that dumb stuff. Keep it real. Keep it 100. Be truthful. Start there. Start there. Stop being jealous of each other. Lift each other up. All right? And even if it's a sucky bad idea, hell, if it's their ideal, you support it. But keep your mouth shut. I love that one from my mother. She said, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, just keep your damn mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut. Don't rain on somebody else's parade. But like I said, if you would spend more time doing that to your own brothers and sisters and stop kissing the ass of Caucasian people trying to unlearn them from being a racist bigot, then we would go further. And the sister that spent all her money just to show that she's a big shot to the Caucasian woman, we need to stop doing dumb shit like that. That's the dumbest shit ever. That's dumb. That's dumb. Not only did she buy the 2 pair of shoes, she bought more shoes at that outrageous price. When she could have just said, okay, well, let me find, and I'll do this in front of her on the cell phone. Where is a black-owned business that sells stiletto shoes before I left out the damn store? That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you teach one. Teach one, win one. Okay? If you want to do it, it's hard teaching though. That ass, that flat ass or bald ass, don't matter, has to hit that cold pavement to get it. It's like you saving them from who they really are instead of saving your own self, your own people. So like I said, it don't matter if you want to live in community, Barry, I don't care. But have some self-respect for yourself. It doesn't mean you have to give up and strip yourself down for these people to like you. or accept you. We need to stop. We need to stop and start. You want to criticize, be your own critic. Why don't you do that? Matter of fact, go get the book My Out and try to balance yourself on that and see how you come out, how you change your attitude. But you got to get balance and equilibrium within you and in your house before you go out in the world to stand up for anything. If most of us would do that, will our children be out there toting guns, shooting one another? Would they be out there selling drugs, getting in trouble? You have to engage look, those children have parents. Where are you? Where are you? Where are your neighbors? Where are you? Show up. Show up. Take that patience and put it in your own communities. Take that patience, that kindness, that forgiveness that you have, that you do in a minute for Caucasian people, and do it to each other. Give it to each other. See, that's resource, natural resource that you don't have to pay for because it's within you and you own it. You own it. You own it. You own the ground you stand on. You own it. So in saying that, I'm a passionate woman, so I'm not yelling at anybody. At least that's my family think I'm yelling. I don't be yelling. That's the passion I have. I want to break the cycle somehow. If it's a sound barrier, let's break it. Boom, boom, let's break it. Let's blow it up. But something has to give today. Today, go out your way. Go out your way. Do something for someone in your community, for someone in your family. Just a kind word. Just a little support. Just a little love. But first, look in that mirror at yourself and see yourself. See your reflection. If you don't like what you see, baby, work on it. Do something about it. Set yourself free. You're already free. It's time to act like you're free. It's time to not act like, but be that king and be that queen that you know you are. That you know you are. Of course, if you are a minor and you listen to this, then you're the prince and the princess. Your parents are your kings and your queens. All right. So much love, much peace. And I hope I said something that could penetrate and get you going. Get us united on a united front and come together. And we need to do that first in the United States before we can actually join hands with our brothers and sisters in Africa. Because the only thing people tend to do is take their baggage from one place to the other. And that's not what we need to be doing. We need to come up with a solution and healing and take a medicine bag when we step into the motherland and leave the trash behind. You dig me? You feel me? Okay, so that's it. And you guys take care of one another, and do your research and start studying Jewish people so you will know the truth, what's happening, the real truth. Okay? So, peace. I'm out.
Peace. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right.
There you are.
I'm all over the place, even when I'm all over the place. Yes, I am. I might be in Arizona right now, Houston, Iceland, Czechoslovakia. You never know.
You never know. Well, you know, keep on doing what you're doing, brother. We need you. We need what you do, and keep putting it out there, you know, and bringing us together, actually.
Yes, it's an honor.
Those of us who's on your show, what have you, because we all feel this thing.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And we need to get this message out to our people. And I do believe healing is coming to us.
Of course.
You know, I do. And those who did what they did, well, yeah, they're going to pay. But I don't know about the Jewish guy. That's gotten a little bit too much right there. It's almost like he just switched us. You know, I mean, they're the natural humans, but he was careful though. That's what I like.
Yeah,
I was listening to that because he didn't come back with nothing negative. He said, "So we'll just leave that there." You know what I mean? So he stated that we came with the Father. You know, we came with his Father, the illuminated one. Mm-hmm. So, but I don't think. Well, maybe he might be he said, well, their father is Seth, and so we do know there was two brothers. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We know there was two brothers. So, you know, Sar and Seth. So he didn't say anything about Sar.
That's right.
So there's something there, and he kept. Well, I got their Bible and whatever. I'm researching it too. So. That's right. So, but I hope all our people, you know, stop with just the Christian, the King James. I think that's the B needs to everything, and get a real Bible. I mean, you know, get everybody Bible. Mm-hmm. You know, get all the Bibles and then compare them. You know, but I think the Talmud is going to be the head of all of it. You know, honestly, you know, it's going to tell you the full, not even the full story. Well, it is going to tell the full story because, like the guy was saying, every Jew knows this. Every Jew knows the plan. Every Jew know about the eating of their enemies' children, etc. So there's a lot there.
That's right.
Yeah. So I think if it will give us a clear picture of, if you can't see it, I don't know. Maybe you don't. But if you read this information and it's out there and it's in your face, then I guess the Jewish rabbi was right. You know, you're cattle. You're cattle because you don't care about the truth. You just, you know, you live in just to get along.
Right.
And we got to stop that. We got to do more. If we want to get ourselves out of this mess, because like you said, it's over.
It's a wrap.
It's over. And the reason they leave it is because the currency, there's nothing here anymore. And, you know, China owns all the largest amount of gold, right? Mm-hmm. And so, and Europe got the other. And so I'm wondering about what's going on in Africa. What's going on in Africa? All these people got all this gold that comes from Africa. See, he didn't talk about that at all. He just talked about the disseminating of Caucasian and Arab people. He said, it's over for you. And there's nothing you can do to stop it. We're going to get rid of you. You're gone.
See, you're a very wise sister. Put it that way.
Well, I want to know. I want to know. And I would have to tell you something weird happened to me. Okay, because I was on the Jewish station and everything, right? And this guy comes over, this Caucasian guy, come out of nowhere, knock on my door, and he says to me, and this was the day for yesterday, and he says to me, "Oh, did you go online for some insurance, blah, blah, blah?" And I was like, huh? So I'm like, I couldn't remember. Maybe I did. Right. But anyways, he says, we tried to call, but we couldn't get in touch with you. So that's why I came to your house. And then I looked at him. I said, you came to my house? Okay, this is online. Why would you come to my house? You know what I mean? Since when you guys do that? I said, so I told him, you know what? I can't talk right now. And
try to guess at what you were online looking at when they already knew they're monitoring you. You're too smart.
Exactly.
Of course. Of course.
He's like, well, I want to sit and talk to you about the different plans. I told him, you know what, come back tomorrow. And so he came back yesterday at 12, and I told him, I said, you know what? I said, it's COVID right now. I said, and I'm not gonna let you in my house. I told him, I said, and two, I said, I don't want to deal with no mumbo jumbo about different insurance. I told him I used to do insurance. I said, I'm over the hype. I said, so what I'll do, I said, I'll just go back online and I'll look at whatever. But I told him, no one needs to come to my house. What for? And he said, well, I don't need to examine you enough. I said, of course, I know you don't.
That's right.
I would let you do that anyways.
That ain't happening anyway.
I told him, I said, you know what? Like I said, I'm not interested at this point. He said, well, I'm not a broker or anything like that. I'm not selling it or whatever. I'm just trying to find out and help you assist you with selecting when I'm like, so all of a sudden the bees started coming around him. And I said, is that the bees? And he said, yeah. I said, okay, you need to go. he looked at me all weird. Well, no, serious. Because there's some bees out here and they don't bother anybody. But they were buzzing around him. So I'm like, you got to go. The ancestor saying, you got to go.
Right.
So I told him, yeah, I want you to get stung. So you need to go. And he looked at me all weird. He got the heck out of here, too.
Yeah, he didn't stop, right? He didn't hesitate.
Huh?
He didn't hesitate.
He didn't hesitate. Get the heck out of here.
That's right.
So I'm like, no. You want to know why I'm messing around on the computer with the looking at Jewish stuff. That's what you want to know. What I'm up to.
That's right.
I wasn't born yesterday, little boy. It was funny.
Wow.
Yeah, so I said, I wanted to share that with you. I'm like, oh, but gosh, they just be monitoring stuff, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever. You're not going to stop me, though. If it's there, I'm going to find it.
That's right. You can't keep it hidden.
That's what I do.
Okay, what rock you put it under? We're going to find it.
That's right. Yeah, because that's interesting and that's good information. I'm like, well, thank you for clearing up what's going on with the missing children, because I was posting a lot about that and what have you, and when it was coming to Black women being missing, they had a program, but they cut that program off. I don't know if you remember.
Vaguely.
When okay,
what's the name of it?
I think of the actress that was hosting that show. But yeah, she had a show, and it was brief. I think it was on air maybe about six months, maybe 6 months or what have you. And then next thing you know, it was no more. Her show wasn't on air. But it was about missing women, but Black women, right? Brown women. So it's like they know there's something going on. And the feds, usually they be all over, especially when white kids, come up missing. But they're quiet. Why?
Yeah.
Why? What the heck is going on here? And
who controls the stream of information? Who controls what gets out there? How come it's always them that knows? How come when the World Trade Center went down, there were no Jews in there? How did they know? And why did they tell anybody that there's such righteous people? And on and so on and so forth. And I'm quite sure you'll find more instances of this technology that favors them. You see? So
right. Yeah, because I remember this guy named David Wilcox had said they were going to do a whole lot of arrests in connection with the Twin Towers, because after they examined it, the planes were hologram. And if you look at it, it goes in, but you don't see it come out. Right?
I know.
And I said that when I was watching it, I was like, this looks fake. This is fake.
But
and then I was looking at it, I said, why did the building go straight down like that? I always question.
And why did the other building go down without being touched?
Yes. So I'm like, okay, that's really sad, though. Seriously, a whole lot of people act as though they lost family members, though? Really? Really? According to this Jew guy, I guess they do.
Well, look at this COVID-19 thing. We don't see the funeral processions. We don't see the people crying.
Exactly.
We should see people crying in the street if this many people are dying, where you see them teared up and sad and funeral processions. And you know how we do on Facebook. We can't keep our business to ourselves. My cousin died of COVID-19. We going to the funeral.
I asked. I asked too. Do you know anybody?
Right.
I'm like, well, okay, where's all these dead people? If it's supposed to be what? Now we got what? Close to over 300,000, or is it more than that now? Dead.
Wow.
And what happened to Italy? Because remember, they had the largest group of people die.
But they want to test the vaccine in Africa. But it started in China. Go figure.
Yes.
And they couldn't give it. Look, as soon as it first came out, I did a short video. I was walking into Office Max. I whipped out my phone, looked at the phone, and recorded it and said, what's the racial breakdown of this COVID-19? When it first really started hitting, it was already out. Why aren't they telling, white folks love to talk about, well, it's this percent white and this percent black and so on, so on, so on, so on. They didn't say anything. And all of a sudden it became us real quick.
Real quick. That's right. But you know what, too? Why is it the people that are speaking out who lost people, they tend to be white?
True.
And I remember when the Chinese spoke out about it, it was attacking Asians and white people.
That's right.
So, yeah. And that's all you see. Once in a while, you'll see a black person, but usually the person's older and got a lot of other,
pre-existing situation, and they'll call it that. Trust me, they'll call it that. All of a sudden, it's that. But I don't see anybody sneezing and coughing. And I mean, normally you used to see people sneezing and coughing and just normal. You don't see that anymore. But this thing is going around.
It don't make sense, does it? Yeah. So that's why I'm like, yeah, we gotta come together and wake up and somehow get back our communities, our communities that's really bad off. Especially like in Chicago. That was disheartening.
Just like in the chat room, Denise Grant said 800,000 children missing from America each year. But why aren't we talking about that? This COVID thing is a distraction. They're getting our kids, and taking their organs, but then we're not talking about that. We're talking about COVID.
We're not talking about it. And here this man just blatantly just said what he's doing, what they doing with the children. And nobody's saying anything he said. But he says they can get away and do whatever they want because they own everything, the government. So now you know why black celebrities speak out against them, bow down.
They have to. It's part of their coon job.
Yeah.
Written into the contract.
It's part of their contract. But I'm like, well, you know what? I don't know what they can do, but it's like, I don't know. If they try to get out the contract, let's look at Kobe. That was just odd. When Kobe had, a helicopter crash. Yeah, that didn't make any sense, did it?
It didn't. But it was very symbolic in many ways.
Yeah, because that's a newer helicopter. It should have sensors on it, like the other ones. So they'll know when they get too close. So why in the hell did Why in the hell did it did not work or whatever? And they trying to say, oh, they don't think it had a sensor. I mean, the man is going to have everything on there because he travels on it and he takes his children. Exactly. I mean, come on.
But even still,
don't make any sense.
Here's another thing. I mean, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just my perception. But this year, 2020, from when it first came in and the whole Kobe thing happened, the COVID-19 stuff started happening. This year has moved by so fast.
You're not by yourself. It has.
We go day by day, but what if each day went by in 12 hours and we can feel it, but the clock says something, says, oh, the day goes by in 24 hours. but it's moving faster. It just feels like it's moving faster, like something's being manipulated more so.
You're right.
Yeah,
you're right, because I kid you not, and I'm gonna give testament to that. It's because one night I got up and I know damn well I look and the clock said 12:30, right, a.m. And then I lay down and I couldn't get back to sleep. But then I look over and the damn sun was coming out. And I was like, okay, what happened? Did I fall asleep? I didn't fall asleep because when you have fallen asleep. So I look at the clock and I'm like, okay, the clock is saying 5 something already. What the hell just happened? But it's almost like I just blink my eyes and the sun is out.
Exactly.
And I'm like, something is not quite right. And I've been feeling this way every morning. Every morning. I'm like, it's going too fast. What is happening here?
I'll tell you one thing. I did a few things down here in Houston. And one particular night, I got to bed early, went to sleep around what they say is 8 o'clock, and actually woke up 10 o'clock the next morning. 14 hours. 14. Wow. I got up to go to the bathroom. After about 12 hours, came back and slept. And after the 14 hours, I went and took a nap for 2.5 hours. I've been sleeping. I've been doing things, but I've been sleeping hard. And when I woke up, I could not believe it. It's like I got away from that thing, that manipulated time. Wow. Like I finally got a good deep sleep. It's like there was fatigue in my body that I didn't know about, that saved up. And it's like I just dove in. And when I woke up, everything was bright. The colors were more colorful. I was dreaming colorful. If I dozed back off in 5 minutes, I dreamt for 2 more hours within the 5 minutes. And the colors were so colorful. It's like I saw colors that I never knew existed before. It's weird. I felt that way. Yeah.
I went into deep sleep and I was dreaming it, and this is the second time. It's like I had an out-of-body experience, and I'm in Africa in the Serengeti or somewhere, and there's like a clove down a mountain. And there was a man there, but I couldn't see his face. I only could see what he was wearing. And he was wearing one of those, how African people have those cloth-like white suits that, they show sometimes Jesus in or whatever, that kind of stuff. He was dressed like that, but I couldn't see his face. So I looked to my left, and it was a pride of lions, and it was split up to my left and to my right.
Right.
And I look, and the lion looks at me and shakes his big old mane, and then he's just looking down the clove, and then the man that was there, he just leaped off the mountain and he fell down. And so when I screamed, and when I screamed really loud, the lions got all excited and they took off.
Right.
So then the man never used the mouth or anything, just telepathy. He says, your voice is loud like the goddess. It rings the heavens. He said the earth and the heavens. And he said, so that's why the animals scurved like they did. And so then he said, come down. And I did. I jumped down. And when I jumped off the mountain, I hit the grass area and my body bounced.
Wow.
It bounced up. And I got up, and then I went inside this cave area where he was, and he was sat in a table, but the table was like on a rock or whatever. And he was sat in the table. He said, we were waiting for you. And so I woke up out of that, and I'm like, what the heck? kind of dream was that? Was just so intense and so real, and it seemed very long, but I know what know how that is. But it was just very. I've been having weird stuff like that happen. Seeing troops running in, shooting and all this. I'm trying to save this little boy, and weird stuff happening like that. Just those kind of weird dreams. Yeah.
At least you're aware.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm like, they're getting deeper. So I wanted to ask you, what do you think about the 5G? Because you know all the towers, they got the towers up and now. If you can get 5G in your area, that means there's a tower somewhere near you.
Well, this is what I think about it. It's random thoughts. It's things that have evolved as time has gone on. But I do feel there's a possibility of a hologram in the sky type event, something that's fake, something that all of these towers are going to put on a 3-dimensional level, and they have to get them up. I also think they have something to do with the COVID-19, also on a microwave effect to just kill us at will in certain areas, and then they can blame it on COVID or blame it on something else or blame it on some type of something else. They can blame it on something else. They can say that we've been attacked by someone who shot some radiation and it's actually them. It's not a good thing because they've been pushing for a long time for us to be quarantined and to stay inside at night. But I don't hear them say that as much about the thing at night. It's like now that the towers are mostly up, they don't push that anymore. But that plays into this overall thing. It's not just about the COVID-19. It's not just about the 5G towers. It's about a reset, and it's about a financial reset, and the jobs that are not there anymore, and the food shortage that's coming, and the mass hysteria, and some event is going to happen to cause mass hysteria, and those towers have something to do with it. Everything fits in, but they're training us. It's like, you know, with the mask, it's like they want to see who's wearing the mask and who's not because they know it's a bunch of bull, and they want to see who really is on top of it or not. Also down here in Houston, Texas, I didn't know that if you get caught, not everybody, but they can enforce it, that if you don't wear your mask in public, that's an automatic $250 fine that the police can give you. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they would do it. They started over in New York. Don't forget, if you were you've been diagnosed with it, and then say you have to give the name of all the people that you were in contact with. They get fined. They get fined $200 a day until they come down there and get tested. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, and they have trackers. They're hiring for trackers.
A way of locking down cities. They can pretty much use this to do whatever they want to do with us. So this is why it's imperative, and you know, it's very important that for those of us that can, we can get out and spread out. If you don't have to, they say, well, this is worldwide and you can't get away from it. There's certain things that they just can't do. Yes, I know if you go to remote parts of other countries, they can use drones to take your temperature. But what if you came from look down here the other day, yesterday was 100 degrees. So they can say, oh, your body temperature is elevated. You have the COVID. They can use anything.
It's hot here too.
Right.
Hundreds.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right. Population control is part of it. They can use it to be intrusive. They're using this as a shoehorn to get their foot in your personal shoe, to be intrusive, to control you in whichever way they want to control you. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And something bigger, you'll understand what it is when this big event happens or other things happen, but it's not anything good. They're collecting data, information, population control, you know, FEMA camps, lockdown, you know, these rules and laws to use that as an excuse to come into your house to give the vaccination. That's going to make it where you can't have any more kids, or maybe you can have kids, but your kids are not going to be able to have kids. Population control in the long term. And they're in a rush for that also. Like I always say, and I'll throw this one also, they're moving like somebody who's guilty. You know, when you have a crime scene and you have someone who's guilty,
clean it up.
and you have, you hear the sirens coming. You know, you hear those going off, getting louder and louder. Now you're trying to get away from this crime scene, and maybe you're trying to get the body out and bury it in the back and run away so you don't get caught. What is it that these people who call themselves elite know? What do they know? Is this being the crime scene for what they've done to us as a people all over the world? Stolen Black Africans all over the world, how they mess things up. What do they see through their telescopes coming to this planet? These ships that are coming to this planet that they know about, but we don't know about. On those ships, the people look like us, and they're coming to check up on us to see how we are doing. And they're going to be very disappointed to see how we've been done. And they're going to want to get with the people who have done to us what was done on this planet, why the planet is so messed up, why the people are so turned out, why the vibration of so many of us have been reduced, and we're in decadence. And who turned us around? Who did this? And they're going to have to deal with that. And they know this. So this planet, especially America, the UK, and dominated by Caucasians, it's one big
Right.
crime scene. So they want to run away from the crime scene, and they want to get rid of the evidence. We are the evidence. The people like us who talk like this, anything out there, they want to keep hush hush. Shows like this, people like us, they want to get rid of it because they know they're going to have hell to pay.
But you know what? I want to add to that is going back to this rabbi talking. I don't think it's to get rid of us. That's why they want to get rid of the two dominant groups that was doing all the slaving and the killing of black people, which is Caucasians and the Arabs, which that's who he referred to, their cattle that's been doing their bidding. Because for most of the part, a lot of our stuff is subliminal. You know, we can't really lay no claims to what happened, what have you.
Continue with your point. Let me run to the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Keep going. Okay, keep going.
Okay. And I believe with the 5G that comes to me, because they said that magnetic pull, that what comes with that is the stronger beams of light from the sun, which is radiation that if you're melanated, you can withstand that. So my thinking is the 5G is nothing but a larger dose of radiation that ultimately won't affect us the way it will non-melanated people. However, though, it might bother us as far as mentally, you know, melanin around with something to our brains. It might do something to our brains, you know, that confuse us. As far as the radiation, of course, if the rabbi Jewish person is right, that will definitely wipe out non-melanated people. And it's sad is because they're making the 5G look like, oh, it's the coolest thing, you know, faster speed time. Why do you need faster speed time? But this is what they're pushing. So I don't know. What's coming to me is that there is a cover up, but it has really nothing to do with really destroying us, because to listen to this guy, he knows that we came with the illuminated one and we're his children, his children. As far as Jewish people being the chosen ones, like I said, okay, whatever on that. But he did not exclude black people as part as being destroyed or what have you. He made a point to say the Goyams, or Goins or whatever, I forgot how to pronounce it now. Goyim, yeah, is the cattle that they going to destroy. And he made a point, he said it point blank, there's nothing you can do to stop it. And so what I'm sensing and getting is that's what the 5G is about. Because if you notice, a lot of more of their children are been born with a lot of birth defects and illness and sickness, and then it's the cancer. They, you know, it's funny how they try to say, well, you don't hear it a lot now, but they at one while they were saying black women had uterus cancers and this and that and and that, more likely whatever. So, but if you notice, you don't hear that, you know, as frequent as you used to hear it. You know, so yeah, so it just, to me, as a people, if we don't try to understand about our history, and I'm talking about ancient history, has a lot to do with this, and to bring us up to speed to where we are, and then what it is that we need to be doing, because that's what they got planned. We plan.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Big time.
How we want to get out of this thing, because if the 5G Because to me, that would be accelerated dose of radiation. Once the sun is not once, it's doing that right now. It is what it is. It's doing it right now. Where that's why the days are getting hotter and hotter, the nights or what have you. The earth is heating up. So radiation is happening now on this planet. But with them putting those antennas, the 5G, which is an antenna, in my opinion,
yes,
to increase the frequency of the microwaves, the radiation, that in itself might be even more, because maybe the rays of the sun is not strong enough. So they, like anything's too much for you, it's going to make you sick. You get it?
but
if we getting overdosed with radiation, even though a melanated can withstand it, but if we're getting overdosed, might that not tweak the brain or do something?
Well, see, check this out. Look at us who get sick. When we get sick, usually there's some type of fever that we have. And that's one of the ways that in the battlefield that our bodies become to get rid of whatever it is, we heat up. The battle heats everything up.
Right.
Well, maybe the planet is heating up not just only from the sun, but from the evil that's going on over here, from the sickness that's going on in this planet, from the decadence that's going on. So the only way the planet can get rid of it is to heat it up and cook it out.
Heat it up. Oh, yes, for sure.
So we will withstand that because we are made for that. And those of us who hold on to the ways of the enemy, we're going to cook too. So we better let go of it so we don't get cooked. So, so there's so many ways of looking at it. But one thing I will say is that we have to take their communications and their media with a grain of salt. There will be some truth to it, but it will always be bent. So we have to use our spirit.
It's going to be bent. That's for sure.
And use our spirit being to strain through what's truth and listen to what collectively we have on the inside. Because just like many of us agree on many of things that we said for certain reasons, we're going to have to go deeper and get rid of what's not real and stay with the core and run with that, because they're never going to tell us the whole truth. They're never going to give us the key to get out of this thing. But we have to watch the enemy's movements, because their movements will tell us what's really going on. Their movements on us and how they move, we need to do the opposite. The way they move, they're not going to tell us everything and do everything to favor us. Their moves are going to really tell us how we should move.
Yes. Yes. And you're absolutely right. Yeah, we need to not continue watching the media with all this nonsense on there, to make it seem like everything's hunky-dory again.
Exactly.
And it's not. You know what I mean? So, and stop adding to the problem by help them to set us up for failure.
Right. That's right.
So that's what I would like to see. Just us start in our little small communities, start talking like we used to.
Right.
You know, and start working out plans to make things better and unite and be on a united front and take back our communities. That's number one.
And stop the foolishness, the frivolous nitpicking of the slight differences we may have on a superficial level.
That's all you saying it. You say that, okay?
It's ridiculous.
Because that's what I'm sick of hearing too. Oh, well, I'm a this and I'm a that. Fool, it don't matter. It don't matter.
Exactly.
It don't matter.
Exactly.
Nobody's gonna stand there and if they want to kill you, they killing you because what you look like. They don't give a shit about what nationality you call yourself. You know what I mean?
There you go.
It's like, so we need to stop all that stupid foolishness. We really do. That's what I'm saying.
I had a mob of cops coming at me to kill me, but I whipped out my paperwork and the bullet stopped.
Yeah. No, he's going to shoot you because I thought it was gun.
That's right. That's right.
So my thing is, like I said, take the patience that we put in to trying to help them unlearn racism. Okay? And put that in your own people, your own community.
That's right.
You cut down your brother and sister in a heartbeat. Mm-hmm. But you're going to sit there and take the time to put in this person that just don't like you, who hate to see you coming. That don't make sense to me. And then you try to prove yourself. Why? Why do you feel you have to prove yourself? See, you feel me?
Yeah, exactly.
They don't make no damn sense to me. You know, and you know, the people on Facebook giving this this woman doing this part, you know, buying more shoes. This bitch gonna look down her nose at you, and you gonna go, and I'm gonna buy a zillion shoes from you to show you that I ain't I'm a beggar, a homeless person. Why did you do that? That ain't cute. Ain't nothing cute about that. Nothing noble about that.
Well,
to me, that money.
Look,
yeah,
the bottom line is that they're gonna stay lost. They'll be lost, and we can't convince everybody. They're gonna have to feel it, know at the last minute, and just panic or whatever. But
it hurts to see that. It hurts to see that. Because, boy, the only thing I was thinking in my head, if you would have talked to me like that, first of all, you lucky you still standing. That's one. But second of all, I'm not going to sit there and spend my money in your damn store. I'm not going to do that.
How foolish.
But I will do is call somebody up right in front of your face. Can you tell me where the nearest black-owned shoe stores that have some stilettos? I would have did that. And now, well, see, I'm going to do that because I'm a teacher. If you're dumb, if you put yourself in that position with me, expect me to educate you. I'm going to educate you on right there. Yeah, because I know that's going to hurt you. I know that's going to hurt you because what they understand is money.
That's right.
Yeah, so I'm taking my money, my black self and my money on out of your store. You ain't getting it. And guess what else? You pissed me off. I'm going on Yelp and I'm going to report you. I'm going to make sure it's out in the community. Don't shop at your store. I'll make sure I'm going to choke your neck.
That's right.
So like, you know, when we start understanding that's all we have to do and stop with this kiss ass approach. I don't care what anybody say. It's a kiss ass approach.
That's right.
You know, when you sit there and you humble yourself like this, my dog putting his leg between his tail when he sees me, what have you, even if I yell at him, you know, he's all down. You know what I mean? That's what it reminds me of. But you think that's being a good Christian. No, that's not being a good Christian. You just been an idiot. You've been weak. That's what I see. You're weak. You know, that's all that is. And you learn how to be weak. And you learn how to tolerate to your enemy just to get along. You know, that you learn the minstrel show. That's what you're doing. You're doing your little dance. Do your little dance. Go ahead, do your little dance. Right. Yeah. Just go ahead, do your little dance. Keep on doing your little dance. You're humiliating yourself because at the end of the day, when you buy yourself, you're the one that has to rethink that what you just did over and over and over again. And you know damn well you shouldn't have done it. You know damn well you should have stood up. You know damn well you should have said something. Because if you human, that will eat away at you. And then who do you take it out on? Other people that look like you. Right? Just because you didn't embrace yourself. You didn't embrace you don't love yourself enough to stand up for anything.
It's sad, but like I said, the time is now where as we move, we let our movements and actions help others. Not that I know or you know or anybody knows everything, but what we know, even if it's 85% of what we're supposed to know or 65% of what we're supposed to know, whatever it is that you have in that righteousness, that mindset, that what you know to do it and let that shine out so that will teach them. But you can't miss a step right now in your forward movement. You must move forward with what you know. And as you move forward, we'll come together. Those of us who are enlightened, those of us who are illuminated, and I say illuminated, not in a Illuminati kind of way, not in a secret society kind of way. I'm talking about the right way, because that other stuff, that secret handshake business is the fake thing that they've hijacked from us who are truly illuminated. In the first place. Right. They're the watered down stuff. That's why they have to be secretive. I'm not secretive on anything. My thing is we need to get out of this engineered society, you know, as much as we can physically. And if we can't physically get away from it, at least have connections to those who are out of it and know how to move. Even sometimes when you have to play the game to get by the enemies lines and different factions, different enemy lines to get by. Play the game and get by. Move strategically.
That's right.
Because what you know in your head is what's going to keep you surviving. You don't always have to let all of these people know. You don't always have to speak truth to this so-called power to reveal who you want it so they can snuff you out easier. Give your information out with those who want it, those who can use it, and let them know to be secretive with it also against the enemy.
That's
you know
right.
What I mean? So
well, you know what? You know what though? My thing is with that is that for the simple fact is what they do is in our face, and it's almost like it's invisible. We can't see it. So my thing is that we don't know. No, I won't sneak. No, I'm not going to sneak. Do what you do. Go about your life. That's you are. I mean.
Right.
But, yeah.
But see,
do what you do.
For example, there are strategic times in their monitoring of us that they want us to come out and say what we know, or do you know about this, or whatever. Play them on that level. No, you're not ashamed of it. You're not scared of them, but you're being strategic when you want to save your people.
Right. Be strategic. Right.
Because war is strategic. You know,
put it like this: we the masters of codes, honey.
right, and we have to get back to that.
We got to get back to that.
Back from that, where we get in arguments with people online or in person, and we expose our hand. We're trying to get ahead with this thing. We're trying to move forward with this thing because they're coming at us the same way. We got to be just as strategic on them, knowing that we're going to be the winners in the end of the day. But you see, this is why in warfare, we have to take all emotion out of it. All emotion out of it. Thank you, Rashawn Robinson. Enough respect to you. We got to take emotion out of it because therefore, with this emotion that we have unchecked, they can poke and probe and see what reaction we give to their action. That means they controlled us. Whenever you react to something, that means they controlled you because they acted and you reacted. If they act and you want to react but don't react, then they can't tell the content of what's inside your mind. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember I used to be on the job and they would say, "Yeah, you know, I was listening to this guy the other night, Farrar, whatever it is, and he said this about white people, and he said, and it was probably a truth, right? And they would look your way to see if you would react as they put them down. Now, I'm not saying in the present day, there's a few things I have a bone to pick with, my brother, but all my life, I've kind of been, Rashawn Robinson, thank you again. But they're looking for you to react to expose what's inside of you to find out if you're one of those kind of Negroes. Or they'll try to set up some kind of contradiction between two who are on the path, but maybe have a slight difference and and make you divide with the other person next to you who looks like you because of something simple. And so you always let them know whatever it is that my brother stands for, and you say it's different than this one or the other one, that's something that we handle behind closed doors. That's nothing that we handle in your presence. That's not for you to orchestrate what we think of in the differences of us. Because too many times they'll say, and they'll use the whole politics thing. Oh, what do you think about Kamala Harris? And what do you think about this? Or blah, blah, blah. Well, listen, politics is not something I do.
You see that's happening right now.
Of course. And they're using this thing.
People feeding into it.
Right into it. So, and look, I don't really consider her anything, whatever, this way or that way. I'm not in that arena, because really, what is she doing for us? And look what she's done to us. So it's just the same game or same play with different actors. That's all it is. What is effectively moving us as a stolen African people on planet Africa? What's moving us along? What's helping us? You don't care about all of these black children that are missing and their organs carved out. But you're stopping me on the street because of a damn mask, COVID, whatever. For a mask. Exactly. That's more you have more of a sense of urgency for that than you do anything else. That's why I let them know. Look, these are our issues. So you're talking about this. Oh, what do you think about so and so? Well, what do they think about this? That your media never address. How about that? That's where I live. That's where I'm coming from. Well, that's good. So until we know why. Then we can't talk. Because I don't know who that is. She popped up out of nowhere and is in the media. These are things that we have been living with that you don't report on, that you don't address. I don't know why. It's not my concern, but we're addressing it. So what about Kamala Harris? What does she think about me wetting up, if you know what I mean when I say wetting up, that little black van that's parked that's jumping out and trying to snatch our kids. How about if I wet that van up? What does she think about that? Why are those vans there? You see what I mean? So we're going to do what we need to do and let them blow smoke over somebody else. Oh, Lord, Biden and Kamala Harris, they going to help us out. You sit there full of pork with your black behind, eating potato salad after the service while I go out and I live, and whatever's in my path, I correct. When you go to the barbershop and you're a man or a woman and you have a little afro and you're having it trimmed up and they run that blade across, whatever hair is out of place gets cut. Not pat it down. They don't. The barber don't pat no hair down. You do that when it start growing wild before you get to the barber shop. He combs it out as it is. Whatever's out of line gets cut off. So whatever's out of line with us gets cut off. So we don't need to walk with no excess baggage, no false concerns, dealing with people who don't look like us and those who do look like us with their secret handshakes. We don't care. Y'all can love each other up. Y'all can climb on top of each other's head. You can go to bed, do all kind of freakish things. We don't care. We are moving ahead with what we have to move with. And if you're out of line, you get cut. You get cut off or you get cut. You see what I mean? That's how it rolls with us.
That's right. I'm with you 100 on that.
Sorry to get so hyped, but you know I've been resting. I've been sleeping 14-hour nights, getting some.
I know, huh? Well, you know, when you doing this thing, you know, you internalize it as well because you're human. You know, and when we look at what goes on, because I don't know about you, but sometimes I just have to step away. You know? Yeah. You have to step away and get some new fresh air and, you know, and some new perspectives and then step back to it. But you have to do that because you're only human. You're only human and you see the games. Yes. You see the games as constant, and it's just like they don't reinvent anything. They just go around in the same pattern.
Right. And just like I want to say, we have Spirit Dot here saying you're being watched and recorded. Well, that's the point. That's why we're here. We know we're being watched. We know we're being recorded. The bottom line is I've had so much cameras on me as a black man in America. I could be an actor easily or a stand-up comic because cameras don't frighten me. And you know what? That's right. For those who want to watch and record, get all the digital equipment and size on your cards and tapes and whatever, because we're going to give you a lot more to watch and record. And on a divine level, you know, the universe and our ancestors are going to give you a whole lot to watch and record. So get ready for the ride. While they think that we're the sitting ducks, they're going to realize that the things are turned around on them. While they think that we're locked down because we got bars in front of our face, as we walk away to freedom, they're going to realize those bars have them locked down. You see what I mean?
Yeah, but we need to understand something here. This information is on the information train, and it's out because somebody wanted it out. Yes. Okay, because if you think about Ben Clark, been doing it for what, 50 years, and a lot of historians, black historians, they stuff couldn't get published and put out back in the 1800s. Even they started back then, and till up to now. I mean, you didn't hear a Ben Clark around the world, like it wasn't televised like that, only where it was allowed, right? A lot of us didn't hear about a Ben Clark. You know, there's places in Mississippi that don't even hear your radio station right now because they have it's a city in Mississippi right now that the people didn't even know that slavery was over. So just to say that, yeah, they know that if anything, they're monitoring to see if we catch and hold, and we putting this information out because guess what? They know if we don't wake the hell up, that's right, they're going to die. Do you get it? Do you get it? They're going to die. They're not letting all this information, all the facts that's in the museum, that's in the White House library come out like that. Really? Okay. I mean, there's a book that I ran across called The Hudana. Okay. That book is old as hell, that information. Okay? That we'll be talking about that too. But the point is, who's leaking this information, and why is it allowed to be out there now when back then they took the books away?
See that?
You know, this is a game, people. This is a vicious cycle. And I'm saying from a therapeutic standpoint, this is a vicious cycle, because this is not the first time that this planet has been under attack and destroyed. This is not the first time. Check your history. Check your history. It's the powers that be that wants us to know our history.
That's right.
Just think it just boomed. All of a sudden, it just started booming like in 2009. And then you hear all these greats coming out. You know, you start hearing about, what's his name? I see his face, but Marcus Garvey.
Yeah.
Right. So, and matter of fact, when I was in school, they brought out, not Marcus Garvey, what's the other one? Du Bois. Writings. Yes, they brought out his, and this was the last day of class in sociology. And I asked the professor, I said, why are you just giving this information to us? I said, and how come our children is not in their schools? I think if this information was disseminated and, you know, out there and filtered into schools and at a very early age, you wouldn't have racism. He said, you know what he said to me? He said, well, I don't know why, but it's what it is. This is the way it is.
Right.
They only allow you certain amount of information in college. But most people, they get that information, they don't do anything with it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and then the ones that want to do something with it, well, we know what happened to them. Okay? So that was 1999. So the point is, where we are now is that this information, if you look at YouTube, you got even ex-gang members. They're becoming ex-gang members and looking at the information, trying to speak to the community. So you wonder how they making that available for them even. Right. It's a conscious movement. We got to understand that this is a conscious movement. This earth is dense, and this radiation is going to be in and rip through it and do a lot of damage.
That's right.
And they know that we are the natural resource of this. We get our melanin gives this planet a buffer.
That's right.
So I know they're not trying to get rid of us. What they want to do is control us, dumb us down, and keep us at a certain rate of population. Yes. But they want melanated people. You know what I mean? That's why you'll see there's a surge of commercials and stuff with real dark-skinned black people.
Black is king and all this other stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, because the damn skippy it is, brother man.
and the corporate entities out here advertising, we support black businesses and we encourage black people. You see, it's just like they know judgment is coming and they want to show that they've been in our corner and cleaned up at the last minute. You know what I mean?
You know it.
Because like I said, this is a intergalactic crime scene, and they know that the entities are coming that are going to police everything righteously and assess everything righteously. And somebody's in trouble because somebody put us in this position.
And you know what else? They're watching a lot of us who talking about the ancestors and stuff too. Yep. Because what? They want to detect any kind of activities. You got to know that. You got to know that, because some people have been communicated to.
Well, some people have wonderful that you say that. I won't say any more, but that's wonderful that you say that, because there are a lot of us out here who have done things to do just that, to know where we're going and what we need to do.
That's
and
right.
I'm here to tell you that is very much real. very much real. So I'm glad
That's
that you
right.
said that, and I'm glad that we are being watched and recorded, because there's certain things that those entities cannot watch and they cannot record, but they cannot get into my mind, my soul, my spirit, and my body. They can't do that. So it's up to a certain point they can do that. So that they can do that is a threat, but there are things that are watching them that they could never record and they could never see that talk to me now, even deeper, more so, since I've done certain things. So how about that?
How about that?
How about that? How about that?
So
there's dimensions that they cannot see. There's places they can't go.
That's right. So all I got to say, people don't think spooky, think enlightenment, and think about it's about to be a party. It's about to be a party, and you can be a part of that party, or you don't have to.
Right.
You don't have to, and you can think, oh, they're all the way out there. Well, you think that if you want to.
And we've been focusing on the wrong party. We're not talking about the Republican Party, the Democratic Party. We're talking about the Ancestral Party that they are not invited to and can't even get a pass. Even if they can get one of us to sell out, they can't get through the door. They can't go through that portal. They can't even be aware of that dimension. They're not aware of it. They can't go there.
Okay. They know it. They know it. It's so funny, though. And I'm going to say this before I get off this phone, because they should be rolling through this door in a minute.
I know.
But my son used to be like, oh, Mom, you need to stop with that stuff, blah, blah, blah. You know, you're out there. Now you talking about what? You believe in spaceships and you believe in ancestors and all this stuff. And I was like, you know what? Well, you do what you do, and I'm do what I do. And so I had, and then this is true. I bought a Ankh, right?
Yes.
We're in the kitchen area, right? So I opened up the Ankh. And so let me go back a little bit. When we got this house, there was something in this house. I mean, and it was a strong presence in this house, picking and whatever, bother you when you're sleeping and all that stuff, right? So, I mean, it was so bad. So my son got one of those people, he actually got a Native American girl to come in here and cleanse the house, right? Smudge the house. So anyways, but that didn't stop it. That didn't stop it. So anyways, so I got the Ankh, right? This is when I started really getting into, I was studying the Moors science.
Right.
And so, which is really good because it goes through the spirituality, what have you. And I like the meekness of the people. Hebrew was like, oh no, you guys like you want to fight all the time. So back the bar for that. You know what I mean? For the most part, I'm a peaceful person. Like I said, I don't go there unless I feel threatened or somebody threatens my I love, or even my four-legged dog for that matter.
Right.
But anyways, so I get the Ankh, and we're standing here in the kitchen, and my grandchildren were here. I opened up the Ankh, right? And the back door was open. Boy, let me tell you, I'm not calling you a boy, I'm just saying, boy.
I know.
Okay.
I know how we talk.
No, well, I hang around, my sons and their friends sometimes, and I'll say boy. And they'll say, Bruce, you call me a boy? And it's like, well, yeah, I am actually. I'm telling you, I'm not though.
Right.
But anyway, a big gush of wind. Went, I kid you not, went through the door, knocked all the patio furniture, I mean real hard, to the gate, slam up against the gate into my neighbor's yard next door. And we all just standing here. It was so funny. Wow. And my son says to me, he said, what the heck just happened? Right. He said, it's like something was getting the heck out of this or coming in. What just happened?
Quick, fast, in a hurry.
So he turns to me and he said, what's that? I said, it was the Ankh. He said, it was you. He said, that thing is probably evil. I said, well, no. If it was evil, the thing would have ran to the house, not from the house. Look at the furniture. Where is it at? It's over across. And I mean, that's what it's like, maybe four feet away. I said, so it's over there. I said, it broke his neck getting out of here.
That's right.
So, but just to say, the house been tranquil and peaceful ever since then.
That's right.
Yes. And so he was having problem with his business, and all of a sudden his business started flourishing and everything. So his stepmother, she does Santa Maria. She's into, she's Puerto Rican, and she does that, and they don't like each other.
Oh, wow.
And so before that happened, I got a call from a friend from Africa and told me that somebody's from their father house had put something on us. And so that's why I got the Ankh.
Right.
And so, that's why I got the Ankh. And I do my rituals, my ancestral rituals too. Yeah.
I know you do.
I was battling up in here. It's a spiritual battle.
Right.
So anyways, and to make a long story short, because, I don't know how much you into Voodoo or you know about it, but
I'm going to drop a quick call to you after this particular segment is over. There's some things I want to share with you, but go ahead.
Yeah. So like if you make a deal and it's not completed, they come back to you. Because you're not supposed to be doing it to harm people.
Right.
So, but needless to say, she ended up in the hospital in emergency and she almost died.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I said, well, good. Now I hope you left her a good message. Don't mess around because I am the original. Ain't no mixing and none of that bullshit. Right. I am the original and I come from a long line. So don't make me go there. Don't ever make me go there because I don't mess around with that stuff and what have you. But I do my ancestral rituals and I'm a spiritual seeker. That's it. That's my thing. And but I'm not scared of anything on that other side of the aisle because I know I'm powerful, more powerful. Because at the end of the day, I am alive. You're not, and I make sure they know that. Yeah. So we don't have to worry about doing no little dance, whatever. So after that, it's been hunky dory around here. So my dad helped my son to see, well, I better watch it. Because he'll say something. He said, "Oh, Mama, I didn't mean it like that." I said, "Boy, come on. I'm not gonna. What is wrong with you? I'm not gonna do nothing to my own baby. What's wrong with you? You don't over." I said, "No, don't ever be like that." Because I raised them to be opinionated people.
That's right.
Yeah, we don't do all that. No, we ain't playing that. Respectful, always be respectful, but no, we don't do all that. Bow down, that kind of stuff. No, we don't do that. Men stand straight up.
That's right.
Just be respectful. That's all I say. Yeah.
There's no other way.
That's right. But anyways, it's a pleasure.
Yes.
Shooting the breeze with you and everything. Yes. Easy to talk to. And one day I gotta chat it up with your beautiful wife.
Oh, definitely. Come on. Yeah. And, private, public, whichever way. I know it's going to be fire. And I know when you ignite those two natural combustible ingredients of power and life force, is going to be something. I'll just humbly be hanging around with my recorder and my microphone, getting everything so we can share.
That would be nice.
That's right.
That would be nice.
Because that's my job to do.
That's right.
Wow. Thank you so much, sister. And the time you shared.
You're welcome.
And I tricked you again to stay a little longer. I'm sorry. But I just couldn't get enough of the good word that you have coming out of you. And you live this thing 24/7. And we need more people like you because you shine the light beyond. You don't keep it to yourself. You just don't, and you're proud and you're out with it. And it's such a good thing and refreshing because we don't have this amount of energy around us in our communities as much as we need. We need you. So keep doing what you're doing.
Yes. And you know
yourself.
What? We need you and we need each other. And, there's just no getting around that. We need more like-minded people to come together and raise up this vibration that we need to repel what's coming, And so that's what this is all about.
Yes.
And I said I wanted to vote, because I was in the crosshairs, like, what am I going to do now? Because I pretty much did everything. When it comes to social services and whatever, helping people in those aspects. But then I said, you know what? I'm 61 and it ain't over yet. So what am I going to? Yeah, just begun actually. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so I got a second win. what the heck am I going to do? So it just started coming to me, you know, what are you doing all this studying for? You know, you need to take that, rework it, and help people on that. Because I thought, because I was feeling like I wasted all those years in school with this bull crap, you know, this, because I was feeling like, you know, what was the point of being a therapist or whatever? It wasn't helping anybody and whatever, because you got the damn system right there. You know, you can't do your own thing. If something miraculous happened, like I had an artistic child, and you know, with our children that's artistic, they do a set pattern of behaviors that it doesn't change, right?
Right.
And same with adults. But this particular boy, I listened to the ancestors what to do, and one day he just snapped out of it. You know, he started jumping on the furniture, making faces, because, you know, they have one look on their face. They don't move around their face and stuff like what have you. And he was climbing and playing on the furniture. He was just having a we had fun too. We had, the mom pulled out cupcakes and everything. We just had ourselves a little party. So, and he's talking and everything. And she's like, oh my God. What did you do? What did you do? I said, I didn't do anything. I told her, I didn't do anything. I told her, I just do what comes in my spirit to do, and that's it. And so she said, but thank you. She said, thank you. She said, you're not coming back. I said, no, because the job is done.
Right. That's right.
That's it. I was only here for whatever reason, you know, and that's the reason you got your baby back. Boom. I'm out. You know, and so then my supervisor want to know, well, what happened? What did you do? What, you know, you're supposed to go by this. And I'm looking at her like, okay, what part am I missing? The child is awoke now. He's moving. He's talking. What the hell is the problem?
Wow.
You know, so I realized, you know, and I just started having a lot of problems, you know, a lot of problems with them idiots. And I don't bite my tongue. This is very hard. So I just, you know, eloquently just laid it out for them. You are textbook people. You don't believe in none of the stuff that you read. It's just training. And you just like a little puppet, do this way. And there's no other way. But I'm the one that pries open Pandora's box. Nobody tell me what to do and how to do anything. I was already more than qualified when I came into this program. You know what I mean? So only thing I needed from you was the stupid piece of paper. You know, I already did these jobs or whatever. And you sitting there like, how did you get this job? Well, whenever a door opened up, I walk through it. I don't question it. And I just do it and I'm there. So they didn't like that about me. I was well experienced already. I was well experienced, and I could tell them and teach them, and which I actually taught a couple classes, which was fun, graduate students, and it was very interesting. But no, those hussies, because it was predominantly a Caucasian school in Laverne, California. And they wasn't having it, you know, they weren't having it, you know. But then when I started seeing where I was being stuck working with these people who's breaking the law, you know, molesting their children and abusing, but they're not locked up. They get counseling, really, you know. And then I was working in a prison part-time, and you had women locked up in there because they're homeless and they were hungry.
Right.
That didn't make any sense to me. Right?
They don't care. The society doesn't care.
Are you serious? Or they had a drug problem, but these people get to go home and come to a damn group meeting? Really? And I'm like, okay, you know, I'm out. I'm not working with no sex offenders. You can forget that.
See that?
Go hang yourself. Boy, like I said, it's hard for me to not speak, you know, with my conscience, my mind. I'm not going to take it home with me and pace the floor and be cranky with my children. You know what I'm saying? Right. No, I'm giving it to you. It was here. I'm exploding and I'm doing it right here. No, I don't take nothing home with me. Oh no, I don't play that. Yeah. So, yeah. So, but anyways, yeah. So just getting to, hey, we're only humans because we are.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we can
we're only humans.
That's right.
So
beautiful.
But anyways, I'm gonna say now for sure. Good night, everyone. And
hey, we'll
have
roll
a good
all
weekend.
night. I'm not complaining. don't
I know, right? Yeah. Well, I want to do some more work around this house because I want to make it. I personally don't like nothing left undone.
That's right. No, I know.
Yeah,
I know so much about you more than what you know through the spirit. Trust me, I know.
Oh,
I feel
okay. Yeah, because I was sitting up here. I'm tempted to start the vacuum. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that on the phone. So.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm gonna finish all my chores, make sure everything's done.
Yes.
But anyways, it really is a blessing that I met you. Because I feel we have a connection, like a brother and a sister already. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
right.
and I feel free to express myself and
always
to get those hidden thoughts. Just being able to exercise that, and and I thank you for providing a forum for that, because most places, even I love my brother, Roland Martin, and he's unfiltered, but he only can go so far too, Yeah.
Yes,
well,
I understand.
It's true, But I do like to
here. Nobody's telling me how far to go. We gonna go farther. The people here, my family, the ones that sponsor me, you know what I mean? And we go all in, and there's no entity out there that's gonna say, well, you can sound partially controversial, but we don't want to go there. No, we going everywhere, right in your face.
That's right.
You see, and we can go places that he can't go. I don't put other people down. That's all I'm saying. Anywhere we going, as long as it's for us as transplanted stolen Africans all over the world, we doing it. This is not for anybody else. Well, Lance, why don't you cover the LGBTQ issues? We're not here for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why don't you cover the indigenous? Listen, I don't call myself that. We're melanated people. Now, if you fall under that banner, we can talk. But we're not going to start that rolling around in the dirt.
My question to that would be, develop your own forum then.
Exactly. I'm not against anybody. We're just for what we do.
Right. Yeah. Because that's not the real issue today. You know what I mean? That's not the real. They try to make it an issue, but that's not an issue. Gay people been around forever. Exactly. I went to school with gay people. I have a gay brother.
Yeah.
I mean, that is not an issue. He looks fine to me. Don't like nobody trying to, oppress him or anything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that has never been the issue. The issue in America is the black male breaking him down. And this, I just saw this from a young age, with Martin Luther King. I was a little girl, but I understood this was not right. So I don't want don't mix that in there. Your sexuality ain't got a damn thing to do with it. It don't have a damn thing to do with it. Get over yourself.
Exactly.
To me, on the agenda you want to push, it's like it's a cool thing to do. Everybody needs to do it. Well, hell, we don't have to worry about genocide, because if everybody listens to you, that's what it would be. We won't be procreating anymore. So get off of that. It ain't about you. And then, not to mention, I was watching or listening to some guy that was saying that racism is real high between the LGBTQ community as well.
Of course.
And I know that. Well, yeah. I said, what is that? Is that a news flash? It was that way when I was younger, looking at all the whites hang to themselves, all the blacks to themselves, and brown people. And once in a while, you'll get a white in the mix or whatever, but there was always a lot of chaos between them. So that none of that is new. None of that's new, and that is not an issue.
It's a big distraction on what we have to do. That's all it is.
None of that. That's to deter you, from being who you are, melanated, being a melanated king and queen, and taking back your rights, taking back your history, taking back the damn stuff that matters.
That's right.
that we've been stripped of. And we need to stop playing into the nonsense. Nonsense. You know, put your little heels on hold and let's talk about the real issues that we face as a people. That's what is the issue today. And your little secrets is just as thick as you as an individual that hold.
There you go.
Okay? And so that's why your forum is so important. That's why your forum is so important, because it is an opportunity for everyone to come out and just say what it is. Say what it is. You'll feel so much better. Say what it is.
That's right.
If you can't stand up to your oppressor, come to us. Let's talk about it, brother. Let's talk about it, sister. You know? And then at the same time, then you can go to your children now and teach them how it's safe. Make it safe that they can speak up. They can find their voice. They can find their inner strength. This is what this is about. It's about this moment in time is do or die. Do you understand the seriousness of this? I'm not playing with you guys.
That's right.
This is do or die. If we don't stand up, if we don't unite, if we don't understand this is not going to go away, because some people say, "Oh, I don't want to hear that." One of my I call my adopted sons because they've been around forever. He says to me, and he's half Korean and he's Korean and black, and he says, "Oh, you listen to that Negro stuff or that yeah." He said that Negro stuff. I said, "Excuse me." I said, "Oh, wait a minute. Let me help you rephrase that. I'm listening to your master, your regurgitating what they took from our people." And then he was like, "Huh?"
Bite on that for a while.
Power to the people.
That's right.
Power to the people. So watch yourself, honey. Yeah, I might be older, but I am quick and I am slick. I will put it down like the sunshine, baby. Don't mess around. Don't mess around here. Okay? You don't be dirty. Don't mess around here, because I'm gonna put it to you the way it is. You know, so you like tickling the ivory, that's your damn business. All right? But don't ever criticize me for looking and searching and doing what I do to find a way to help liberate our people. You know, because we are liberated. We don't need nobody to give us liberation. Damn. That's what pissed me off. Yeah. That's why I talk the way I talk. I talk with authority, and when they approach me, they know how the hell they better approach me.
That's right. That's right.
Okay? Because I'm not asking you for shit.
That's right. Tell them. That's right.
Yeah, I'm not asking you for why the hell should I ask you for what?
Let's get ready to rumble!
What? No, I'm not asking you for shit. Okay? You're not going to tell me where I can be, where I can walk, and what I can do. Because I'm not going to be in your face trying, because the brother that almost got hung in Indiana, which is next door, but where I was raised. But at the end of the day, why the hell you over there trying to talk to them about anything? Anything. You know? You can't fix them. Stop. That's what pissed me off. Stop it.
That's right.
Take that passion that you have to want to fix something and fix your own goddamn community and your own people. That's all I'm saying.
Tell us.
That makes sense to me. Do you see them trying to come in our community and fix us? No. They're shooting you up. They're taking your kids out the community. And then you will sit there and you have the audacity. I'm talking about that judge. Hug somebody that took the life of someone that could be your own son.
That's right.
And you forgive it? Well, I don't forgive. Hell, because guess what? That's a waste of time, a waste of energy. So when you say that shit to me, you need to walk in, forgive. Get the hell out of here. You don't even know what that means. You just speaking on something that you heard and something your oppressor taught you. If you want to talk that shit to somebody, tell them. Why don't they forgive? Why don't they forgive? Start with forgiving themselves for what they've done to us. Then they won't walk around in fear of us and feel like they have to get back or somehow. Because we might do it to them. See, and that's guilt.
Big time. Because
they haven't forgave themselves. And then, of course, some of them so arrogant, they don't know what that is either. You know? So the point is, stop with the play on words, and let's get down to the brass tacks here.
To the real deal.
All right? Cut out all the bullshit. That's what we need to do. Cut it all out. And let's get real. Let's get down with it. And I know this is an old way of talking, but it is what it is. That's where I am today.
It's the only way
to talk. Because it makes sense.
That's right.
Get down to the nitty gritty of the truth here. That's what you need to get down to.
Beautiful.
It ain't about your little precious lifestyle. It ain't about your culture, your race, none of that. Because at one time that was not an issue, people. That was not an issue. And we got along just fine. It wasn't about, oh, girl, your hair. Oh, your hair's so straight. Oh, your hair's so curly. Oh, she's so light and you so dark. That was not our conversation. Okay? Oh, I'm Caribbean. Oh, I'm Haitian.
There you go.
I'm Colombian. I'm Dominican. Oh, I'm African. I'm Ethiopian.
I've got Indian hair. I've got a pointy nose.
Huh?
I've got Scottish in me.
Yeah.
I've got straighter hair.
That was not our conversation. You see how petty things are?
Yeah. Yeah.
Petty. And think about it. Older people, well, some of you are probably, well, not probably, are older than I am. And there's my peer that I'm now, and you younger ones. There was a time where we didn't have all this calamity, chaos. But now those who older, speak to your children. Tell them the same bull they're experiencing right now. You experienced that. Your family ancestors experienced that. It's been nothing but chaos living with these people from their existence. Because we were here first. One newsflash, they even recognize that now, and they said they made some errors and some mistakes. No, fool, you got caught. You got caught. And you did not want the truth to come out. And you lied. And you didn't want to be embarrassed by the truth. That your people did not contribute absolutely a damn thing to this society.
See that?
So that's what that's about. So do you really think they are going to go peacefully here along with it? No, they're working on finding a way to shut it back down.
Quick, fast, in a hurry.
Okay, so you are helping them when you sit here and allow yourself to be played and manipulated and be used as cattle to do a dance and song for the rest of us. Well, of course, it won't work on me because I'm already made in the shade.
We know that.
Okay, but there's some other people just like me that ain't gonna play it, and we're not playing it. Okay, don't play that song for me. Okay, because it only brings back memories. No. It's time that we pay attention. Huh?
I said, don't play that song for me.
Song for me, because it only brings back memories. Yes. So I'm just saying that, right. we do need a new song, a song of unity. And that's what we need today. Beautiful. And we need to keep it 100. I love that about, because I don't know, have you, growing up and you had Haitians and Jamaicans and Africans in your community, and other Black people are like, oh, they're mean. They're rude.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I said, well, excuse me? No, it's called keeping it real. Okay. I was born in America, but the point is, I respect my elders because they keep it real. Mm-hmm. You know, they say, don't do this or don't go over there, don't whatever, and I'm gonna beat your. It's happening. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be my friend,
right?
Like a lot of parents today, letting their kids stand in front of them. You know, I've had children call them the bitch, call them a bitch,
yeah.
And you sitting over there accepting it. But this is where we have been reduced to.
Big time.
You know? So, oh yes, I'll be straightening my grandchildren up. If I ever, I know your moms ain't I'm not gonna put their mothers down, but I already know they're dealing with chicken heads. You know what that means. But anyway,
it is what it is.
But I'm not gonna put your mother down in front of you, and you not gonna put your mom down in front of me either. Because I'm a woman, and women, real women, don't do that. And if I hear that you're disrespectful to your mother, or you hit your mother, I'm gonna wear you out. Yeah,
that's right.
It's respect. If she don't respect herself, that's on her. But you do right. I told them because the ancestors are watching. So you do right. And you help your mother. Maybe you'll say something. And I teach them how to talk to their moms. So they can, the moms can kind of hear, sometime it works and sometime it don't. But I talk to them and tell them what to say to their mama or write a letter, So it does help them, these kids anyways. But, then the other thing too, I'm here. Yes.
You're going to keep it all in check.
And they know.
That's right. You're going to keep it in check.
Yeah, they know I'm here. So as long as I'm here, they got a voice, because my sons can't say shit if something happens to my grandchildren. You sit over there, I'll knock you out. Those are my grandchildren. And that's the bottom line. And I'm raising them. Since you people, you see me inadequate to handle the job, I'm doing another 50% time that you should be doing. That's right. But go ahead, do what you do, your nails, hanging out with your girls, do your thing, but that's okay. I'm keeping them in check, but that's what we need. That's what we need. You know how many grandmothers just say, oh well, it ain't my problem.
Yeah, but
but then the child end up lost, taken, dead, or whatever. You be the first one crying, put on the show. Oh, my poor grandbaby. Oh, nobody needs to see that. No, it's true. I'm like, where the hell were you when that child needed you? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yes, I know you're tired. I'm tired. But I'm looking at my lineage. It goes further. It goes further than me. So it's a little sacrifice still. Yes. But I'm willing to do it. And anyone that brings life, that cycle started with you. That's right. And we are the gods of the planet, mama. We are the nurturers. We the one that heal. Mm-hmm. So we now have to take, if you're a mother of a daughter that's wayward and out there, you got to do what you got to do. Wake her butt up. Right. I mean, I had to do something really mean, but it hurt for a little bit, but it got everybody on track. They understand who I am now. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you want to play to the tune of your oppressor? Well, hell, I'm gonna have you get in bed with him. I'm gonna show so you can see him the way I see him now. Okay. And then when you realize he ain't there to help your dumb butt, then you now you got a good look at him. But never underestimate when a grandmother loves her grandchildren, and don't get in the way of that. Right. Especially a person like me. I will go to any lengths to make sure you feel the pain. Without pain, there ain't no gain.
I know you will.
Yes. So, yeah, it took a whole year Well, now a year and a half, but guess what? We get some act right up in here. And yes, my grandchildren went through a little suffrage, but I was there, so that was okay. They were like, "You should be our mom." I said, "No, I don't want to be your mother. I just want to make sure that you have a good life and you feel secure, and that's the only thing I want for you, And my sons, they need to understand not to take you for granted just because they pick women that ain't weird women. They pick little girls. So, but this is what I had to do, to get smack right. I'll do what I have to do. But at the end of the day, I don't buy into excuses. Nobody was born in this world on milk and honey. Okay, that I know what you read in the Bible, but let's be real, 100% here. Nobody, there's bumps, a lot of bumps, and especially if you're Black in America. Now you can put on a fantasy show like you're the what is the Husker Bowls or whatever, what's the name? Bill Cosby show. Yeah. And you want to put on keep that in your head, an image of your life, play out that imaging that is, everything's beautiful and nothing's wrong, whatever. You got your little family over here, whatever. You catching hell over here, but nobody's gonna know about it, because we doing well. Everything's hunky dory. Go ahead and do that thing. But like I said, sickness is your secrets. That's right. Because it's gonna come out. It's gonna play out. So what do you have to lose by embracing the truth?
Nothing
embracing your truth. You got nothing to lose. I don't know why people like to play these games,
Some of us are so afraid.
Yeah.
We're so frightened.
Yeah.
We're so terrorized.
It's serious.
We can't make white people feel uncomfortable. It's our job to sit here and make them feel comfortable. Don't say that. I fully understand what you're saying, but I can't lose this job. We can't make them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like my neighbor. I was waving at, because I'm a polite person and civil, so I waved at him, and he just looked at me. He didn't say nothing. So he just turned up in the house. He's supposed to be a pastor, a Caucasian guy next door. So I told my son, I said, "Oh, her husband, he don't try to speak or whatever. He's being himself. He said, he probably thought you was a stranger because your hair was." I said, "Boy, get out of here. Damn well, they've been living there now a year." I say, they know exactly who I am. You know what I mean? So I say, no, he's being himself. Why? Because this is how it works. If you can't deal with the stature in front of you, guess what happens? You flee. You won't deal with it. You know what I mean? Because you ain't fake, I ain't fake. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that because, back east, that's how it is. We shoot from the hip. So, but a lot of these Californians, oh my God, they fake as hell. But that's why I just can't deal with these people. Yeah, fake as hell. I can't deal, and they think I'm rough. Well, whatever. But no, I just keep it real. If you can't roll with that, that's not my problem. And then when you come and say, "Oh, so and so is prejudiced," oh my God, I didn't know that. I just put my hand on my hip and look at them. They call you
prejudice?
Really?
They call you prejudice?
No, they're white friends. When they do something and they say, "Oh, they're racist."
Oh, yeah.
I'm like you just woke up, fool. You just woke up.
Exactly.
See, you were brown nosing and so tough and hard. You thought you was one of them.
Like a Lego set connecting. They had their nose so far up the backside, they thought they were connected.
Yeah, exactly.
And they got that
now your nose is all dislocated.
Doodle all up in the nostrils.
Okay. Yeah. But, it's funny. So now, there's one particular individual, she always saying stuff on the Facebook. I chatted up on the Facebook, but no. No, I don't. And certain people I just can't, I can't deal with. Because I'm not going to be fake and I'm not trying to make you like me. I'm just me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna deal with you where you at, but I'm me. You know what I mean? And I don't want anyone trying to influence me to be something or talk or behave a certain kind of way just because, you know, who give a damn that I want to, I don't have to talk like that.
Right.
I have to talk any kind, I talk like me. All right. And so if you can't deal with me just being straight, talk to you like a person, you know, and talk about real stuff, and you can't deal with that, that's on you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I don't do all this fake stuff. I don't care about the Atlanta housewives. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't care about none of that dumb stuff. I don't care about the latest hairdo. I don't care about your little stupid nails. I do my own nails. I love doing my own nails because I don't like a bunch of strangers touching me.
Exactly.
But you know, so the thing is, that to me, that's boring. I don't want to hear that. And I definitely don't want to talk about men. That's boring. You know, it's like, oh gosh, you know what I mean? I can't, I don't understand how you can operate in your flesh if
Carnal
that's all you got to look for. Exactly. So it's like, no, I'm bad. Yeah, I'm a freak. Leave me over here. Go ahead. I love who I am, right. And I love what I do. You know, and when I need a dance partner, I got my little Rocky right here, and we make it happen, don't we, Rocky? I don't need all that nonsense. You know what I mean? It's not fulfilling.
Then you got to hear the sob stories behind it.
Yes. I know. I over 20 years. No, I don't want to be bothered.
Every other
none
week.
Of that.
Oh, yeah. He did me wrong. Oh, next week,
yeah,
girl, I met this one here.
You tell them what to do, they get pissed off.
Right. They get mad at you.
Yeah. Yeah, you get pissed off. Well, then make up your mind. If you like it, I love it. Stay there. But what I don't want to do is hear about it anymore.
Right.
Yeah. We're going to turn that. We're going to take that little problem. We're going to turn the key. We're going to get this box. We're going to put it in there. Then we're going to tape up that box, and then we're going to take it back there, and we're going to bury it. Boom, we're done. We're done. We're done. I don't want to hear that. Because trust and believe, if you want to share something, they don't want to hear you.
No, but you're supposed to hear their stuff.
Me.
Yeah.
So
and that
it's
stuff
like,
ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. So they don't want to hear that. They're like, oh, that's interesting. Okay. Well, yeah, maybe you should have tried. You think about going out somewhere, get your hair done. Let's go out and do. It's like, oh God, here we go. So it's like, no, when you don't live and you don't live, there's got to be more to life than that. Mm-hmm. Sorry. You're sorry. You know, but what's important, I guess you'll be in a club or somewhere hunting down some guy while the world is falling apart. And then you'll be the one standing there unprepared, like, oh my God, what do I do now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Exactly. Yeah. You need to get your life together. I mean, really get your life together.
And everything else will fall in the line.
Grow up. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. You got to grow up. It's really sad, you know, and it takes me back to slavery day when they said that, I forget what, it might have been in Roots, and the Caucasian lady playing with the black baby. And she said, you know, so beautiful, so cute. It's a pity, but when they grow up, they look like monkeys. I don't know if you remember that part in the movie.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And so that's the way when I see mature black people act in a certain kind of way, I say to myself, damn, they coined that one, right? Because ain't nothing cute about seeing a person get older and they still trying to act like they, 20 years old. You know, in other words, you should have some wisdom by then, a certain age, right?
That's right.
You should have some wisdom. You should be giving something to the young people, not trying to fit in with the young people.
Isn't that something? It's so backwards.
It's like, it's backwards. Very backwards, So I just hope and pray, for our people, that they start doing some inward searching and actually start with really searching their African roots, because that is so fulfilling in itself. It ain't funny. You know what I mean? Because then you see the whole breakdown and deterioration, and you understand why we're where we are now.
That's right.
Yeah. And then it makes sense. And then, oh, here we go. And then you won't be so lost. Yeah, the party's here. Okay, brother.
All right, sister. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Just hit me up and let me know. We're going to do it again. Enjoy your grandchildren, and we're going to talk again, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay. Take care. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Tune in to radio's hottest talk show, bringing you the realest, uncensored conversations with the boldest man on the net, LANCESCURV.
Don't think this is over. We're going to do it again. It's going to be a long night. Yes, yes, yes. Just got to make a few phone calls and see who's coming on next. Brother, holla if you're still with us. We're going to need your services to be able to orate your perspectives. Took a little quiet day today from all the traveling around here in Houston. Yes, I put it out there. We move boldly. And Queen Nefertiti is something. She's really, and like you said, Eric, she's one awesome woman. And tomorrow I might move around a little bit more. Sunday I might move around a little bit more. But we're going to get our shows in, but I'm cramming today. So sometime next week, expect us to get back on our regular schedule of all these shows. And I'm just so enlightened right now and so much more powerful. And I'm going to show that. Not by talk, but by doing. And it's just a wonderful thing. So we're going to make a few phone calls and we'll be right back. We're just going to play some songs, not all of them, because we'll do that when we get up in the wee hours. And trust me, we're going to do it tonight, just like that. So understand that this channel is the no notification channel. The no notification channel. It's a shame, but they're trying to shut us down. As much as I go to YouTube and speak to them about it, give them pages of people who didn't receive the notifications, they raise the bar and want more. So you know what? To heck with them. You know the channel. We're going to set up something on a regular time that you know to come to, starting this week sometime, whether it's 8 or 9 or 7 or whatever. All the shows we'll do, we have one that will be on a regular time, so you'll just know when you can come to it. I'm tired of dealing with these people. We got work to do, and we got to move on. We're going to hit one more song. We're going to wrap it up. Then we're going to make a few phone calls and come back in 15, 20, 30 minutes or less. It will be that way because we're going to steamroll it tonight. So look for that. Here we go. Peace. Open up the borders. Open up the borders. It's time to leave America. What are you waiting for? It's time to leave America. It's crushing, falling.